Welcome to the Samurai Channel. We are all students who have been active for the past 3 years through social networking, street speeches, and signature campaigns. The channel is made up of teenagers and is made up of culturally diverse high school students, including Japanese, half European, and those who have studied abroad. The corruption of politicians in Japan today is glaringly obvious. The adults need to wake up and express their opinions clearly. But even if they realize, more than 70 years of misguided history may prevent decisive action. It is we, the youth, who are in this predicament. That is why we must learn together, speak out and take action, remember who is telling lies, remember why is false history being taught, remember who are the traitors. Remember understand what individuals and nations have done to our country. Let us know if there are any mistakes. We are ordinary high school students, but our leaders have been aware of Japan's shadow since junior high school and have taken action. Mission: Let's protect Japan. Let's be proud of Japan. Support us. Arigatou gozaimasu. Here are the topics we chose this week. Number 1. My Number card misuse, tax evasion and fraud plus over 3,400 cases of patients forced to pay full medical costs due to health insurance card issues. In 2025, serious problems continue to plague Japan's My Number system. A former city employee in Takarazawa, Saitama Prefecture, was arrested for illegally accessing relatives' My Number data and fraudulently claiming dependent deductions, evading approximately 2.15 million yen $14,333 in taxes through fraud. Yet mainstream media has barely covered the case, most citizens remain unaware of the truth, and the suspect's name has not been released. Meanwhile, over 3,400 patients have been forced to pay full medical costs out of pocket because the new My Number-linked health insurance card failed to verify their coverage. Despite the old paper insurance cards being officially abolished on December 1st, only 37% of the public uses the new card. The government quietly extended acceptance of old cards until March 2026, but why are media outlets concealing the fact that the qualification certificate alternative works just fine? The vast majority of people believe paper insurance cards alone were perfectly sufficient. Number 2. Japan-China friendship unnecessary, festival collapses due to Chinese government arrogance. The Bandai Namco Festival 2025, held in Shanghai starting November 28, 2025, was intended to showcase popular Japanese anime characters. However, due to unilateral aggression from the Chinese government, performances by Japanese artists were cancelled one after another. An unprecedented situation occurred during Maki Atsuki's performance when the audio was suddenly cut off, and she was forced to leave the stage. Shows by artists like Momwaro Clover Z were also cancelled, cited as force majeure. While some exhibition areas remained open, the event was overall consumed by chaos. Simultaneously, Ayumi Hamasaki's Shanghai tour date was also cancelled at the last minute due to force majeure. Despite this, Hamasaki and her 200-member crew completed the entire set in an empty venue. She reported on Instagram that she gave her heart and soul to fulfill her stage duties for her fans, drawing widespread praise. China continues to promote anti-Japanese education and spread a distorted, false version of history to the world. There is no need for friendship with such a nation. The sentiment among the youth, who overwhelmingly prefer to build ties with Taiwan, carries far more sincerity and credibility. Number 3. President Trump's bold move, declares all AutoPen signed Biden documents void. Japan, review your policies. On November 28, 2025, President Trump declared on social media that he would scrap every document signed by former President Biden's AutoPen. He claimed 92% of Biden's 162 executive orders were done this way, denouncing it as fraudulent manipulation where Biden wasn't even involved. He even suggested invalidating pardons and threatened perjury charges if Biden claims he approved them. This decision drew cheers from Republican supporters, who hailed it as the justice that clears away the darkness of the Biden era. On the other hand, auto pens have been a tradition since Thomas Jefferson, were certified legal by the Bush administration's DOJ, and Trump himself has used them in the past. Opinions are spreading in Japan that this US move should serve as a reference for policy reviews here. In particular, Japan's LGBT Understanding Promotion Act was passed by the Diet on June 16, 2023, and took effect the same year, but it has already led to cases of traditional hot springs going under. Following Trump's bold policy scrapping, Japan should continue pushing to scrap the LGBT bill and prioritize traditional values. This will prevent social division and enable governance aligned with the people's voice. Number 4. Illegal logging and contaminated soil dumping drop the ecology signboard, polluting Japan. Osaka-based Japan Ecology is forcibly building a mega solar plant just 100 meters from a red-crowned crane breeding ground in Hokkaido. The Kushiro wetland megasolar issue involves confirmed parent-child pairs of this special natural monument, with violations of the forest law, unauthorized clear-cutting over 0.5 hectares, and Soil Contamination Countermeasures Act. Despite Hokkaido's September 2025 construction halt recommendation, November written administrative guidance, and complete disregard for 25 prior verbal and email instructions, the company presses on. The president insists we're complying with the law, while heavy machinery keeps moving into December and applications for resumption are filed. This outrage continues to destroy habitats for endangered species like the Hokkaido salamander and Steller sea eagle, enraging locals who shout, "Don't tarnish the name of ecology," and "Don't sell off the Kushiro wetland for cash." Demonstrations are breaking out everywhere from Hokkaido to Okinawa, but Hokkaido Governor Naomichi Suzuki claims he's working for Hokkaido. Number 5. The truth behind NHK's super toxic dioxin scare and Professor Kunihiko Takeda's furious expose. In the late 1990s, NHK repeatedly stoked terror day after day, claiming dioxins in the air are humanity's most potent poison ever, 10,000 times deadlier than potassium cyanide, and a few picograms can kill. This induced the abolition of school incinerators and excessive regulations, sparking nationwide panic. However, Chubu University Emeritus Professor Kunihiko Takeda has hammered home the scientific facts on YouTube. The amount is equivalent to what's in yakitori smoke, and there's not a single dioxin poisoning patient in Japan. They decompose rapidly in nature, and epidemiological studies show zero health damage. He condemns NHK's reporting as complete lies and fabrication by swapping animal experiments for human ones. NHK repeats the same biased scare tactics on global warming, plastics, and radiation, and Professor Takeda rages, NHK's malicious methods of manipulating citizens through fear are unforgivable, broadcasting fakes with tax money is a crime. Number 6. Urgent freeze on assets of Cambodia's fraudulent Prince Group. Cambodia's Prince Holding Group has been sanctioned by the US and UK governments on suspicion of involvement in online fraud and human trafficking. The chairman, Chen Ji, is a Chinese businessman who operates in real estate and banking, and also serves as an advisor to the Cambodian Prime Minister. The group is accused of luring victims and confining them in prison-like facilities to force them into fraudulent activities, with claims filed for the forfeiture of approximately 1.8 trillion yen in Bitcoin. In Japan, the group has established 3 companies since 2022 and operates from a luxury apartment in Kita-Aoyama, Minato-ku. Money laundering is suspected, and they also have bases in South Korea and Taiwan. Cambodia's Prince Compound is a hotbed of crime, with growing criticism that it is state-sponsored. The international community is advancing asset freezes to prevent further victimization. Japan should also promptly freeze the assets of this fraudulent organization to protect its citizens. Number 7. Mizuho Yamamura's sound argument. Her proposal to regulate burial resonates worldwide. Sansito's Mizuho Yamamura, a House of Councilors member advocating for a ban on burial in principle to protect Japan, strongly called for the principle of prohibiting burial during a Health, Labor, and Welfare Committee session. Japan has a narrow land area, with a cremation rate reaching 99.98%, making cremation well established. With the increase in foreigners, including Muslims, the development of burial cemeteries could adversely affect public health and the environment, so she pointed out the need for stronger regulations. Health and Labor Minister Ueno responded that prohibition is not under consideration, but Yumamura sharply criticized this, saying his thinking is too peaceful. Videos of this have spread overseas, receiving high praise with comments like, "Japan should be a model." Her argument is common sense to protect Japanese people's lives. It is a realistic proposal considering geographical constraints, and her stance prioritizing the health of citizens and preservation of the land is admirable. It has garnered support from the international community and marks a step toward Japan's revival. Number 8. First step toward Japanese First, Tohoku University to increase tuition for international students by 1.7 times, Miyazaki's China-dominated school should be closed. Tohoku University's tuition increase for international students, the wave of Japanese First. Tohoku University has finalized a policy to raise tuition fees for foreign international students to 900,000 yen starting in the 9th year of Reiwa 2027, a 1.7-fold increase. This differentiates them from Japanese students and strengthens responses to additional support costs associated with accepting international students and rising prices. It is the first attempt by a national university, with other national universities considering following suit. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology explains that it is justified as compensation for high-quality education, but it also highlights the dilemma of internationalization. On the other hand, at Nichosho Gakuin Kyushu International High School in Miyazaki Prefecture, 90% of students are Chinese international students, and scenes of singing the Chinese national anthem at the entrance ceremony have been criticized. With Japanese tax money being invested, many students are of ages subject to China's National Defense Mobilization Law, making it like a frontline base for invasion. Such schools should be closed immediately. Japanese First is an obvious principle, and tax money should be prioritized for our own citizens. Number 9. Minister Katayama completely abolishes subsidies for Chinese residents. Japan's Finance Minister Satsuki Katayama has announced the immediate and complete abolition of all subsidies for Chinese residents and immigrants. This bold decision targets welfare benefits, housing support, education subsidies, and other assistance that has long been provided to foreign nationals, especially those of Chinese nationality, as part of the new administration's Japanese First policy. Amid growing economic pressure and national security concerns, it aims to reallocate taxpayer funds with priority to Japanese citizens. An estimated over 15,000 Chinese households, many living in Japan for decades, are facing immediate deportation risks. Families with Japan-born children are also caught in a wave of visa cancellations and residency denials, causing chaos at immigration offices. Human rights groups criticize it as discriminatory, but supporters welcome it as a correction of fiscal responsibility. Minister Katayama stated, "Our resources are dedicated first to our own citizens to ensure Japan's sustainability." International observers point to heightened Japan-China tensions, while policy approval ratings have surged to 68%, reflecting public frustration with excessive foreign aid. Taxes support Japanese people. Number 10. Prime Minister Takaichi's stricter naturalization requirements, praised worldwide as sound logic. On November 4, 2025, Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi held the first ministerial meeting on foreign national policy at the Prime Minister's official residence and instructed the strictening of naturalization requirements. Currently, naturalization generally requires over 5 years of residency, but consideration is underway to extend this to 10 years, with plans to finalize the direction by January next year. The background includes rising foreign crimes, illegal stays, and social insurance non-payment issues, with Prime Minister Takaichi pointing out that rule-breaking by some foreigners is causing public anxiety. Discussions on land acquisition regulations and strengthened immigration control are also proceeding in parallel, clearly promoting a Japanese first stance. In the video, Prime Minister Takaichi furious voices over extending naturalization requirements to 10 years, commentary by Shinichiro Suda. The extension is praised as an obvious measure to prevent dilution of Japanese nationality, though there are fierce objections, we find them incomprehensible. On SNS, supportive voices dominate, with comments like, "Finally serious reform," and "Taxes prioritize Japanese people." Overseas media also report positively as a symbol of Japan's revival, and Prime Minister Takaichi's decision is a wise one to protect national safety and cultural preservation.
This week's Can You Shut Up Please? Ishiba and Komeito must be silenced and expelled. Komeito's leader, Saito Tetsuo, has rebelled against Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi's firm diplomatic stance, declaring a withdrawal from the coalition from a pro-China position. SNS is flooded with accusations branding him a traitor to the nation, and former Prime Minister Shigeru has joined the criticism of Takaichi by emphasizing relations with China. His downplaying of warning about a Taiwan contingency, as Japan cannot exist without China, is a traitorous act that endangers the safety of the Japanese people. Meanwhile, Komeito executive Hiroshi Furukawa, a prefectural assembly member from Tokushima, was arrested for his provocative act of secretly filming a sex worker's nudity in a Tokyo hotel, forcing the party headquarters into apologies. Ishiba-san, Komeito, please shut up. As traitors politicians, you have squandered the trust of the nation. Such a corrupt cable must be swiftly expelled from the political stage. From a Japan First perspective, recognize these unnecessary politicians and political groups as such.
This is the textbook. This week we would like to introduce a summary from page 20 of Professor Satoshi Nakamura's book The Truth About Okinawa that we highly encourage you to read it. The movement toward the Meiji Restoration began in Okinawa. In textbooks and elsewhere, the Meiji Restoration is described as beginning with the arrival of Commodore Perry's black ships in 1853 and ending with the Satsuma Rebellion in 1877. It is then followed by the Ryukyu Disposition, the establishment of Okinawa Prefecture. This historical view has ended up supporting claims such as Okinawa is a victim of Japan and the people of Ryukyu/Okinawa are Japan's indigenous people. In reality, however, there is a perspective that the Meiji Restoration actually began in Okinawa, a key strategic location for national defense. The trigger for the Satsuma Domain's samurai to feel a sense of crisis toward the Western powers was the information they received about China's defeat by Britain in the Opium War in 1842. That threat became a reality in 1844 when the French warship Alcmene arrived in Ryukyu and strongly demanded the opening of its ports. At the time, under the Treaty of Nanking, the 5 Chinese ports of Shanghai, Ningbo, Fuzhou, Xiamen, and Guangzhou had been opened to the Western powers. Ryukyu, located en route from these ports to the Japanese mainland, was ideally positioned as a base for forcing Japan to open its ports, which is why Western ships began appearing one after another. From this, it is clear that the sense of crisis regarding Japan's national defense and the pressure to open the country emerged earlier in Okinawa than with the arrival of the black ships. Let's take action this week. This week's Let's Take Action is Protect Kasasajima in Yamaguchi Prefecture and Hokkaido too. Kasasajima is a small, remote island off the coast of Suoshima in Yamaguchi Prefecture, a nature-rich place with only 7 residents. The issue of land acquisitions by Chinese capital has become a serious problem, leading residents to form the Association to Protect Kasasajima. The group has launched a crowdfunding campaign to raise 500 million yen and is working to buy back the land. The island is close to Maritime Self-Defense Force and U.S. military bases, making it a strategically vital location for national security. The association's representative, Hideyagi, 79, says, "We are concerned about uncontrolled development and becoming a minority as Japanese on our own island." This movement is spreading into a nationwide opposition to foreign capital acquiring land. In Hokkaido, large-scale purchases of forests and water source areas by Chinese interests are advancing, and recall demonstrations against Governor Naomichi Suzuki are being held repeatedly in Sapporo. Demonstrators criticize the delay in regulations and demand the dismantling of vested interest structures. Across the country, water sources and land around military bases are being targeted. A bipartisan group of 54 local assembly members has formed the Assembly Members Association calling for regulation of foreign land acquisitions. A Change.org petition aims for 100,000 signatures and urges the government to strengthen the important land use regulation law. Triggered by the Kasasajima case, the Iwakuni City Assembly has passed an opinion statement and is calling on local governments nationwide to take similar action to strengthen deterrence. These grassroots movements are preventing a quiet invasion and building momentum for the preservation of our national territory. Everyone, raise your voices to protect Japan.